Hello everybody, Joe Locklear here. We have a new home for sale. It's at 1816 Layton Road. It is in Arlington, and we don't get many in Arlington because we have to buy below wholesale. We don't get a lot of opportunities, but we have one here now. Let's zoom in and take a look at the area. Here is the 295 loop that goes around Jacksonville. Most of our investments are in these areas over here, but this one is in Arlington. I actually live right over here on Mill Cove. It's not far from where I live, only a couple of miles. It is a premier rental area, maybe the best rental area in Jacksonville. It is an area where your returns on rental aren't going to be quite as high, but your appreciation is going to be much better. And it is a retailable area. You could buy this home and retail it right now. You'd make $10,000, $15,000 profit, but it's a much better home to hold for rental and hold it 5 to 10 years. A lot of you have approached me and said, do you have things in a little better neighborhood so I can sell in 5 years? Well, here it is. Let's take a look at the front of the home. It's attractive, a contemporary style home. We'll kind of loop around. I'll show you the neighborhood. Homes are retailing for about $80 a foot in here consistently. Now that puts you at this is a little over 1,200 square foot, so this home would retail between $96,000 and $100,000. I'm going to say 96 because I always like to be conservative on estimates. Now let's move to some pictures and we'll take a look a little closer. Here is the front of the home. A little better picture up front. You'll have to excuse the haze there. I'm pointing into the sunset to take this picture. It's on a corner. Well, it's kind of a real sharp curve here at the lot. It's not a true corner, but it's a wedge-shaped lot, so it has a lot more front yard, which sets it back off the road for privacy. That's very good. It has a 200 amp electric service over here. Now, as we look down this side, you look at the eave and you say, oh, that looks bad. Must have been leaking. I thought the same thing, so I pulled a piece off to see. When I pulled it off, this is a piece of interior paneling. So some homeowner went and tacked this up because they probably didn't want to paint under here. So there's really no damage. That paneling just needs to come off. Okay, there's a piece of siding that's missing here that we'll replace, of course. We'll rebuild these steps. That's very minor. It's coming out of the Florida room. Here's a picture up underneath the eaves. As you can see, this is a piece of interior paneling that's come apart. Actually, I think it was particle board paneling. It's really cheap stuff. Up under here, everything's in good shape, just needs to be painted. Here's the back of the house, has a few vines growing on it. This is a shed in the rear. We're going to put new doors on this. It has a good metal roof and just a little bit of rotten wood. It'll be ready to go. It's a nice big shed. This is the left-hand side of the house. There's a nice side yard here. This home has fairly new air conditioning, but the condenser is missing. Somebody borrowed that. And here's the nice side yard. This is a street scene. Let's walk inside. I just stepped in the front door, looking in the living room. This home has exposed beams, vaulted ceilings. All the doors are good. This one just needs to be rehung. It has nice tile in the living room and the hallway. This is standing back in the corner looking at the front door. Here's the kitchen. Now this looks bad in the picture because I kind of picked up a glare. Just a wet rag will wipe all this off. I actually tried it. It'll come right off. A little Murphy's oil soap and a coat of wax. All these cabinets will look like this again. They'll literally look like new. We are going to put a new countertop on because there are some burn marks right here. So we're going to change that countertop color. I think it needs to be more of a contrast. It'll really make a difference in the kitchen. We'll make the kitchen look like new. It does have a dishwasher. Another view of the kitchen. Okay, I'm standing in the kitchen now. There's a dining area here. This is a den. This was a garage. They converted it to a den. I mean, kind of funky the way they painted the trim here. That's because that was a piece of concrete block, but we'll make that look much better. This is a closet. Here's a laundry. The laundry needs doors on it. Looks like they never had doors on it. Another view, the laundry's in here. This goes to the back door. This goes to the backyard. Now I'm walking down the hallway. On my left, there is a half bath. This is a full bath, however. It has a nice surround tub with a surround. All it needs is cleaning. It's in perfect condition. Here is the vanity in the main bath. It's a newer vanity, just needs cleaning up. This home looks like it was renovated in 2012 and was in good shape, probably sold to someone who got foreclosed. This is a half bath, so you have a full bath and a half bath. This is right off the hallway. Just needs cleaning up in here. It's all in good shape, little clean up, trim, paint. There are 3 bedrooms. Here's 1, 2, and 3. All the windows are in good shape. They just need some screens, needs interior paint, needs a carpet replaced in the den in these 3 bedrooms. Here is the flooring in the living room and in the hallway. It's in great condition. Here's the air conditioning. As you can see, it's almost new. It does need the outside unit replaced. Back to the front of the home. Okay, let's look at some numbers. I'm going to pressure wash the exterior, do some yard work. I'm not going to call out all these numbers. I do want to tell you about the roof. The roof is old. It's not leaking. The roof would be about $8,000 to replace because it may need a new nailable deck. Might be able to do it for $5,000 if that deck turns out to be okay, but I know the construction of these particular houses. We have had to put new decks on them before, so I included that, about $8,000. Work on the storage shed, some siding repairs, going to replace the exterior side door, electrical inspection and repairs, miscellaneous plumbing, interior paint, doors at the laundry, couple of toilet seats, exterior repaint, partial, because we're going to keep the same color, mainly paint the eaves and touch up the base paint. Ceramic tile floor at the kitchen and dining. It has vinyl in there, cheap looking vinyl. We're going to put ceramic tile in there. We're going to recarpet the family room and the 3 bedrooms. The inside of this home is going to look like new. This will be a very, very nice looking, attractive home. Should rent quickly and for good money. Needs 11 screens, a few light fixtures. We have 1 piece of broken glass. We're going to put mini blinds in. We're going to put new kitchen counters. We're going to clean up those cabinets. They'll look like new. And then we're going to put a used AC condenser with a cage on the outside. For the $1,200, I mean, you might be able to get a new one, but I put used in here just to make sure we have enough in there. Now, I put a new range and refrigerator in here. I think this home warrants being really, really nice. You could choose to retail it or you could rent it. I'd suggest you rent it. Then we always put about $1,000 in here for miscellaneous work and contingency. That's just in case money. My cost would be about $18,174 on this particular renovation. Now, my markup would be about $36.34. That's 20%. That covers our profit and our overhead. Now, you don't have to hire us to do this. Most of our customers do because they like a turnkey solution. So if you do hire us, your renovation would cost you about $21,588. Okay, let's move on and let's take a look at what it all means. What is the bottom line on the pro forma? This home is available for $53,500. That's what you would pay us for it. Rehab cost that we just went over, $21,588. Put your basis at about $75,600, worth $96,000, so you have about $20,000 in instant equity. May be worth a little more than this $96,000, but it's worth at least $96,000. That's at $80 a square foot. Would rent for at least $950. It's in a great neighborhood, 3 bedroom, bath and a half. We allow for vacancy, reserves, management, taxes, and property insurance. The bottom line is that you collect $950, you put $640 in your pocket. Your capital position, you spent $75,000. That's if you 75,688. That's if you do the new roof. You'd be at about 67 if you delay on the new roof and do it later. That puts your first year return at 10.15%. Now, you may say, I've seen your returns at 13, 14%. Well, you have, but not in this side of town, because over here, you're going to get real good appreciation. Now, I put a 3% inflation factor here. What that is, that means the home appreciates 3% and you're able to raise the rents 3% a year, but your expenses also increase 3%. The bottom line there is that at the end of 5 years, you're netting about, you start at $640 a month. At the end of 5 years, you're netting about $720 a month. And then at the end of 10 years, you're netting $835. Now, at the end of 10 years, which would be a great holding period on this house, you've earned about 13.24% cash on cash, but your overall return is about 18% because the home's now worth $125,000. That is a $50,000 equity increase. So if you've been thinking that you'd like to get in this business, but you want a little nicer home, a little nicer neighborhood, something that's going to appreciate, this is it. I would suggest you contact us very quickly, because I can tell you we don't get many homes in this area because we won't pay what other investors pay. We're not going to expect you to come in here and pay us retail for this property. I have seen some rental properties in this neighborhood go for more than retail. This home's worth 96. We're going to get you in it at 75. That's an excellent deal, about as safe as you will get. So if you're interested in this, I'd suggest you get a hold of us quickly. Locklear Real Estate Partners. My name is Joe Locklear. Here is my email, joe@locklearpartners.com, and here's my cell phone. Adam Locklear is my son and my partner. You can reach him, adam@locklearpartners.com, and here is his cell phone. Again, I want to thank you for watching this presentation, and hopefully I will hear from you soon.